Hello, dear students, friends, and learners. Welcome to Long Story Short on Billion Hopes AI, where in just 5 minutes we take up a complex concept and demystify it. Today, we are going to talk about Chinchilla Scaling Laws, something that kind of brought a mini revolution in the way LLMs were handled while they were trained. All set, excited? Let's begin the work for today. So when we talk about chinchilla scaling laws, basically we are talking about scaling in large language models. And as you know, scaling was considered to be the panacea for almost all the ills that and limitations that LLMs would ever face. If an LLM was underperforming, scale. If an LLM was hallucinating, scale. If an LLM wasn't multi-domain, scale. And scaling was considered to be the solution to every problem. Scaling in LLMs, systematically increasing the size, data, and compute of a model to improve its performance. You increase the model size from millions to billions and then trillions of parameters. You increase the sheer scale of the training data as much as you can. Even after ingesting the entire internet, you get millions of books to be taken in while paying nothing to the writers of those books. And you add on compute like mad. That's why you have the giant data centers coming up in every nook and cranny of the world. So scaling was considered to be the way forward. Increase the size, data, and compute, more parameters, more data, more compute, better capabilities. And almost every AI czar, every frontier lab entrepreneur was talking about, I amplified my LLM by this, an order of magnitude higher, and so on and so forth. But then the inevitable started to happen. Scaling actually stopped giving the results in proportion to the amount of money is being invested. There were pros and cons. When the experts really dug deep into the story, they found that, of course, there are pros. You have emergent abilities. This is a very controversial topic. Greater generalization and model robustness. Of course, you have done it. You have scaled it, but the sheer cost involved, the time involved, the inference overhead, every query that was fed into the LLM, the sheer size of the LLM, unless and until you were having experts within that, mixture of experts and others, you were actually activating the whole LLM for every single inference, which is just prohibitively costly, and the risk and bias. So, Chinchilla Scaling Law by DeepMind came about. They were trying to find a solution to this problem and they came across this solution. For optimal performance, model size and training data should be balanced rather than just pumping on the model size alone. More data, more compute, more parameters. No. For a given model size, you should optimize for the training data instead of creating oversized models trained on limited data. So you keep on increasing the size of the LLM of the model and the data remains same. That is the old model. So DeepMind said, bad idea. You do small models trained on much more data. It's better to have a smaller model, but much deeper and wider data that will cut the compute waste. It will improve efficiency and achieve better performance. So now we have a chinchilla scaling law, which says that before you had huge models, smaller data, wasteful compute. And now you have the chinchilla system where a smaller model ends up giving you better outputs. And then there are technicals involved with it. But the broader point here is you need to find that optimal as per the chinchilla mathematical equations and all. How do you reduce overall loss and how do you increase efficiency for a given model size instead of just doing the brute force model increase? And the benefits of chinchilla scaling have been better performance for the same compute. So that's very delicious. Reduce compute waste. You end up avoiding overtraining on huge models. So that is energy efficient as well as GPU efficient. And given the kind of monies being pumped into AI companies, Chinchilla definitely has saved us tens of billions of dollars. And improved generalization. Training on more data for a given smaller model size actually creates broader pattern understanding and performing better on new tasks. So this is why Chinchilla ended up becoming kind of an industry standard as in wide practice today. Of course, many more things have followed after this as well. Dear friends, that was AI long story short for today. Please do subscribe to this channel, leave a comment, let us know how you found this and how you intend to learn more from us. Give your suggestions as well. Also, there is a join button. There are 3 wonderful levels. Do consider joining us. Thank you so much. See you soon.